Let me ask you a question. Whatever you purchase, do you really own it? The music you listen to will be offered to you ad free if you just pay $11.99 a month. Otherwise, you will be bombarded with 3 unskippable ads every 2 songs. Or perhaps you want to order food. Of course, you can do it the standard way and pay the delivery and taxes, or you could also subscribe for $9.99 a month to save money on quote unquote eligible orders. It's funny that while I was researching for this video too, most free articles to read also demanded a subscription. Everything that you purchase now could have an additional feature which made it attractive to you in the first place. However, 9 out of 10 times, these features come at a monthly or yearly subscription. The average person is easily spending $150 to $200 a month for their subscriptions. In most countries, the price for a basic Netflix subscription is between $5 to $10. Every year, this amount can easily cross $100. However, most of us are still comfortable with this price, considering we are not paying everything at once.
HP's all-in plan offers customers an option of 3 rented printers and a scaling monthly fee. The cheapest plan is $7 a month and has a cap of 20 pages per month. I was trying to stay calm, but what the
Subscriptions offer us easy ways of enjoying what we like and paying for it in small amounts. And this model has worked really well for a long time. Companies like YouTube or Amazon have been able to keep the world of subscriptions pretty okay overall, with that easy in and out method where you pay for as long as you want and even function well without subscription. But it's the new and recent types of subscriptions that just don't make sense. Over time, companies began to push the boundaries of what could be monetized through subscriptions. Take BMW for instance. The luxury car manufacturer made headlines for introducing subscriptions for features like heated seats. Although the idea was discarded later, it still tells you how ridiculous subscriptions can become. And this isn't an isolated case. More and more companies are adopting this model, charging customers for access to features that were once included in the purchase price. Although subscriptions have become ridiculous and bizarre lately, there's something very important that you first need to understand about them. The subscription economy didn't exist without a cause. 92% of young Americans say that they use at least one active subscription service every month. The digital revolution in the late 1990s and early 2000s marked a turning point for subscriptions. With the rise of the internet, companies like Netflix transformed the landscape by introducing subscription-based streaming services, eliminating the need for physical rentals. Around the same time, software companies shifted from selling one-time licenses to offering software as a service, which is also known as SaaS subscriptions. This shift was led by companies like Salesforce primarily, which launched its cloud-based CRM platform in 1999, and later Adobe, which transitioned its creative tools to a subscription model in the 2010s. But why was suddenly such a practical concept adopted and borderline misused by companies all around the world? What led to companies like HP printers cancel your benefits as soon as you started using other types of ink for your printer, or even charge you $7 for 20 pages a month? For a long time, subscriptions have presented themselves as the more economical choice. Let's say that your favorite newspaper asks you for $5 a month. You get exclusive news first from them, and in return, your $5 helps them pay their writers. It's a win-win situation for both parties. But the problem is when these payments add up to a ridiculous amount and you are charged for things that frankly you shouldn't have been charged for in the first place. And this has gotten even worse with streaming services. Take Netflix for instance. A basic subscription costs $5 to $10 a month in most countries. On average, you pay $10 for a movie ticket. But Netflix allows you to pay the same amount and watch unlimited movies. That seems great and people have been enjoying that for a while, right? But when you think about it, there are other platforms now. Amazon Prime, Peacock, HBO, all of them have the major blockbusters that you have to purchase their streaming service in order for you to watch them. Want to watch Game of Thrones? Buy HBO subscription first. Want to watch Squid Games? Buy Netflix first. This gets especially worse with streaming platforms like Prime services. Some shows and movies are available on your standard plans, but to watch other major blockbusters that you're promised with your subscription, you have to pay additional money every single time. When you decide to subscribe to such a service, you think to yourself, wow, I'm getting all of these premium channels in my subscription. I surely don't have to pay for other streaming services ever, right? But it's only when you read it carefully you realize that the reality is hidden in the fine print. You're often forced to purchase add on subscriptions on top of your existing subscription. And companies around the world are doing this. Yet, because we are paying incrementally, the expense feels less significant. When you buy a car, you expect to own all of its features outright, right? But with companies lacking certain functionalities behind paywall, the line between ownership and rental becomes increasingly blurred. And this problem isn't just with cars. Software companies have shifted from one time purchases to subscription based models. Adobe, for example, no longer sells its Creative Suite outright. Instead, users now have to subscribe to Adobe Creative Cloud, paying monthly or annually to access software like Photoshop and Illustrator. While this ensures users always have the latest updates, it also means that they lose access to the tools if they stop paying. Now, let's talk about the gaming industry for a second. Most new gaming models are launched at a price between $70 to $150 now. But let's say that you don't have the money to pay for every game you want. In that case, companies like EA will charge you $6 a month to play most premium games. The day you stop paying, you lose access to your games till you pay again. And not just that, but every game now has a season pass that requires you to pay additional money every month in order to get access to a few extra perks or unlock a few extra benefits that you don't get on the free version. The game might be free to download and play, but the real experience comes only after you pay. These tactics bring me to a very important point in this video, which is the dark patterns. I don't know if you ever noticed this or not, but most subscriptions now require you to approve autopay on your phone or have an e-mandate. Most apps that you download offer a free 7-day or a 1-month trial. You think that, okay, I'll subscribe for free now and definitely remember to cancel it before it charges me. But after all, we are all human and we don't remember it every time. Most times we forget to cancel these trials and our card or wallet gets automatically debited without any reminders. You'd be surprised to hear that out of 100 people that sign up for a free trial, 42% admit that they have stopped using a subscription service but forget they were still paying for it. These dark patterns are used by almost every company now. Dark patterns are the manipulative practices designed to exploit users and maximize profits by these companies. And these tactics can make it difficult for consumers to understand, manage, or cancel their subscriptions, leading to frustration and unintended financial commitments. So, how do you spot a dark pattern? One common dark pattern involves hiding the full cost of a subscription behind free trials or promotional offers. Companies like fitness apps and streaming platforms often advertise a free trial, but fail to clearly communicate that the subscription will automatically renew at a much higher rate. For instance, a user might sign up for a $1 trial month only to be charged $15 monthly afterward without clear reminders. Another widespread issue is the deliberate design of complex or obscure cancellation procedures. Online services sometimes hide the cancel button deep within settings menu or force users to contact customer service where they might face high pressure tactics to stay subscribed. A famous case involves Amazon Prime's membership, which was criticized for making the cancellation process lengthy and confusing. Companies like App Store from Apple make it easy to subscribe with a single click, but don't prominently remind users of their active subscriptions. Not just that, but when you purchase an iPhone, sure you own the device, but to store your photos, you need to purchase iCloud subscription. To listen to music, you need to pay for Apple Music. To play prominent games, you need to subscribe to Apple Arcade. To read news, you have to purchase Apple News Plus. And even Apple understands that this is too much to pay for, which is why they even offer a combined subscription for all these apps. But the problem is that if you want just two services out of the six, you either have to pay for all of them individually or to subscribe to the same Apple One service that costs the same for everybody. This is insane. With the rise of personalized marketing, some companies use consumer data to create a sense of urgency or FOMO. For instance, subscription platforms might bombard their users with limited time offers or even suggest upgrades that seem tailored to their preference, nudging them into higher priced plans. And that's not even the worst part. The worst part is that when you try to unsubscribe for any of these services, they offer you an additional 30 to 50% discount, making you realize how much more you have been paying them in the first place every month. This begs a very important question. As a consumer, what can you do? For starters, here are some steps you can take. First of all, audit all your subscriptions. Review your recurring payments and cancel those that you no longer use or need. Go to your phone settings and see all the services you are subscribed to. Start removing all the subscriptions that you do not need. The second alternative is for streaming services. If you like to watch movies and shows, stay subscribed to just one service a month rather than all of them. Watch all the shows that you want on a service like Netflix, pause it, and renew it when you decide to come back. This will save you money and a lot of remorse for the lost money. The third thing is to evaluate whether a subscription service is truly cost effective in the long run. Most of what we are asked to subscribe to doesn't really serve any tangible benefits. This is why your decision to subscribe to something should be a very practical one. The thing is that subscription models aren't inherently bad. They provide flexibility, accessibility, and of course convenience. But as they expand into every aspect of your life, it's very important to consider what are the implications. Are we willing to trade ownership for convenience? And if so, what does that mean for our relationship with the things that we buy? In the end, the answer to whether you truly own what you purchase lies in your priorities as a consumer. The subscription economy is probably going to stick around for a while, but its future depends on how we choose to engage with it.